Noctuity. From Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia. Jump to navigation, jump to search. Owlet moths. 2360. Ear moth. Amphipoia oculea. 20,089,467,344. .jpg. Amphipoia oculea. Panthea coenobita 01. HS. .jpg. Panthea coenobita. Scientific classificationy. Kingdom. Animalia. Phylum. Arthropoda. Class. Insecta. Order. Lepidoptera. Superfamily. Noctoidea. Family. Noctuity. Latreille. 1809. Type species. Noctua pronuba. Subfamilies. Acontione gania copyright E. 1841. Acronictinae Harris. 1841. Edione. Agarostina Boisdeval. 1833. Amphiprine gania copyright E. 1837. Bagazarinae Crum. 1956. Balsinae Grote. 1896. Bryophyllinae gania copyright E. 1852. Kobubathini Wagner and Keegan. 2021. Condisini Pool. 1995. Kropiani Keegan and Wagner. 2021. Kukuliani Harich Shaw FFER. 1850. Dilobinae. Diopsinae. Areopinae Harich Shaw FFER. 1851. Eucositione. Eustratione Grote. 1882. Grotellini. Heliothony Boisdeval. 1828. Metaponione Harich Shaw FFER. 1851. Noctinae Latreille. 1809. Oncocknimedina Forbes and Franclement. 1954. Pantheine Smith. 1898. Plusione Boisdeval. 1828. Raphione. Styrione. Diversity. About 11,772 species. The noctuidae, commonly known as owlet moths, cutworms or armyworms, are a family of moths. They are considered the most controversial family in the superfamily Noctoidea because many of the clades are constantly changing, along with the other families of the Noctoidea. 1, 2, 3. It was considered the largest family in Lepidoptera for a long time. But after regrouping Limontrione, Catacolony and Calpinae within the family Arabidae, the latter holds this title now. 4. Currently, Noctuidae is the second largest family in Noctoidea, with about 1,089 genera and 11,772 species. 5. However, this classification is still contingent, as more changes continue to appear between Noctuidae and Arabidae. Contents. 1. Description. 2. Etymology. 3. Ecology. 3.1 Distribution and diversity. 3.2 Mutualism. 3.3 Food guilds. 3.4 Reproduction. 3.5 Defense. 4 Human importance. 4.1 Agriculture. 5 Systematics. 6 References. 7 External links. Description. Noctuidae wings venation. Noctuidae wings venation. Adult. Most noctuid adults have drab wings. But some subfamilies such as Acronictinae and Agarostina are very colorful, especially those from tropical regions, e.g. Bayerissa hieroglyphica. They are characterized by a structure in the metathorax called the nodular sclerite or epaulette, which separates the tympanum and the conjunctiva in the tympanal organ. It functions to keep parasites, acari, out of the tympanal cavity. Another characteristic in this group is trifine hindwing venation, by reduction or absence of the second medial vein. M2. 6. Larvae. Commonly green or brown. However, some species present bright colors, such as the camphorweed Cuculea moth, Cuculea alpharata. Most are pudgy and smooth with rounded short heads and few setae. But there are some exceptions in some subfamilies, e.g. Acronictinae and Pantheine. 7. Pupa. The pupae most often range from shiny brown to dark brown. When they newly pupate they are bright brownish-orange, but after a few days start to get darker. Eggs vary in colors, but all have a spherical shape. Etymology. The word noctuity is derived from the name of the type genus Noctua, which is the Latin name for the little owl, and the patronymic suffix idae used typically to form taxonomic family names in animals. 8. The common name, owlet, originally means a small or young owl. The names, armyworms, and cutworms, are based on the behavior of the larvae of this group, which can occur in destructive swarms and cut the stems of plants. 9. Ecology. Distribution and diversity. Cetaceous Hebrew character. This family is cosmopolitan and can be found worldwide except in the Antarctic region. However, some species such as the cetaceous Hebrew character, Zestia c. nigrum, can be found in the Arctic Circle, specifically in the Yukon Territory of Western Canada, with an elevation 1,702 meters above sea level, where the temperature fluctuates between 23–25 degrees C, 73–13 degrees F. 10. Many species of dart moths have been recorded in elevations as high as 4,000 meters above sea level, e.g. Zestia elizabetha. 11. Among the places where the number of species has been counted are North America and northern Mexico, with about 2,522 species. 1,576 species are found in Europe, while the other species are distributed worldwide. 3. 12, 13, 14, 15. Mutualism. A lichnous moth caterpillar feeding on the seeds of red campion, Selene dioica. Members of noctuity, like other butterflies and moths, perform an important role in plant pollination. However, some species have developed a stronger connection with their host plants. For example, the lichnous moth, Hedina bicruris, has a strange mutualistic relationship with pink plants or carnation plants, Caryophyllaceae, in that larvae feed on the plant while the adults pollinate the flowers. 16. The eight-spotted forester moth, Alypia octomaculata, puddling on water from a leaf of firebush, Croton lucidus. Food guilds. Herbivora. Caterpillars of most noctuidae feed on plants. Some feed on poisonous plants and are unaffected by their chemical defenses. For example, the splendid brocade moth, Lecanobia splendens, feeds on cowbane, Cicuta virosa, a plant that is notoriously toxic to vertebrates. 17. Predation and cannibalism. During the larval stage, some cutworms readily feed on other insects. One such species is the shivering pinion, Lithophane curcura, whose larvae commonly feed on other lepidopteran larvae. 18. Moreover, many noctuid larvae, such as those of the fall armyworm, Spodoptera frugiperta, and of genera such as Helianthus and Helicoverpa, aggressively eat their siblings and often other species of caterpillar. 19. Nectarivory and puddling. Like many Lepidoptera, many species of adult noctuidae visit flowers for their nectar. They also seek other liquid food resources such as plant juices, honeydew, dung, urea and mud, among others. 20. As is common in members of the order Lepidoptera, courtship in many noctuidae includes a set of movements in which the female evaluates the male's reproductive fitness. 20. Most noctuid moths produce pheromones that attract the opposite gender. Female pheromones that attract males occur widely and have long been studied, but the study of male pheromones has further to go. 20. 21. 22. Reproduction. Lesser yellow underwing. Noctuid moths commonly begin the reproductive season from spring to fall, and mostly are multivoltine, such as the eastern Panthea moth, Panthea furcilla, which reproduces over the year. 23. Nevertheless, some species have just one brood of offspring, univoltine. Among the best known is the lesser yellow underwing. Noctua comes. 23. Defense. Xanthopastes timae. Kramer. Feeding on Amaryllis. The Spanish moth feeding on Amaryllis sp. This group has a wide range of both chemical and physical defenses. Among the chemical defenses, 3 types stand out. First, the pyrrolizidine alkaloid sequestration, usually present in arctiony, is also found in a few species of noctuids, including the Spanish moth, Xanthopastes timae. 24. Another chemical defense is formic acid production, which was thought to be present only in Notodontidae, but later was found in caterpillars of Trachocea champa. 25. Finally, the last type of chemical defense is regurgitation of plant compounds, often used by many insects, but the cabbage palm caterpillar, Litoprosopus futilis, produces a toxin called toluquinone that deters predators. 26. On the other hand, the main physical defense in caterpillars and adults alike is mimicry. Most owlet moths have drab colors with a variety of patterns suitable to camouflage their bodies. 23. The second physical defense consists in thousands of secondary setae that surround the body. The subfamilies that present this mechanism are Panthainae and Acronectinae. The third is aposematism, represented by species of Cuculinae. 23. Finally, all adults have another mechanism for defense. A tympanal organ available to hear the echolocation spread out by bats, so the moths can avoid them. 27. Human importance. The Old World bollworm caterpillar feeding on a strawberry. Agriculture. Many species of owlet moths are considered an agricultural problem around the world. Their larvae are typically known as cutworms or armyworms, due to enormous swarms that destroy crops, orchards and gardens every year. The Old World bollworm, Helicoverpa armigera, produces losses in agriculture every year that exceed $2 billion United States dollars. 28. Additionally, the variegated cutworm, Paradroma saucia, is described by many as one of the most damaging pests to vegetables. 29. In West Africa, species including Bucciola fusca, Heliocylus albipunctella, Sesamia calamistes, Helicoverpa armigera, and Spodoptera exempta are major pests of staple crops such as pearl millet, sorghum, and maize. 30. Systematics. Since molecular analysis began to play a larger role in systematics, the structure of many Lepidoptera groups has been changing, and Noctuidae is not an exception. Most recent studies have shown that Noctuidae sensu stricto is a monophyletic group, mainly based on trifine venation. However, there are some clades within Noctuidae sensu lato that have to be studied. This taxonomic division represents the subfamilies, tribes and subtribes considered so far. 1. 12. 31. 32. Family Noctuidae latrale. 1809.